You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show, found on the Powerhouse radio station, can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind.
One by One Kia full range of products embodies fundamental nutrients necessary to maintain beautiful and healthy hair care without having to combine an assortment of hair care products. The One by One Kia products are designed to rejuvenate, moisturize, create shine, fortify, and stimulate hair growth while leaving your hair feeling weightless and luxurious. Be sure to visit our website at www.onebankaya.com and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at One by One Kia. Let's get your healthy hair care journey started today.
Greetings to each and every one. Welcome to I Am Meta, where it's all about health and wellness. All about health and wellness, spirit, mind, and body. And guess what? You got the Cure Daughter. I'm Zephyra. We have Malika, a breath of fresh air. And we have Mama Fati in the house, Fatimat. Everybody, big up yourself, Powerhouse Radio, Lady D, give thanks to the opportunity. So, yeah.
Greetings.
Yes, greetings, everyone. Hey, Fatty. Hey, Mama, how you doing? Can you hear us really well?
Greetings. Alafia. Hotep. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum.
Big up yourself, Malika.
Yes, greetings everyone. It's good to see you all here. Thank you everyone for watching, listening, sharing. Welcome to the show, Sister Fatima. Glad to have you on.
Great topic
today. Oh, and
yeah,
it's good
great
to see my
today.
Queens
Yeah,
Zephyra
and Queen,
Lady D.
Right.
Greetings,
Big up yourself, right?
Hugs and kisses.
Yeah. So what we want to say is our topic today is all about elevation, evolution, and awareness. We're just going to have a discussion about it, see what angles people are on about it, because some people are, I don't know, I just think it's a bit, some people feel like you have to be sitting up on a mountain with crystal balls, just meditating day and night. I mean, it's an elevation. It's when you're just not focused on anything more than raising your mind. Yeah, you may get to that height and you may be very comfortable with it, right? So I don't really make it a joke. I may have done that when I was much younger because I didn't understand the levels. Now that I understand the levels, because some people say it about me, they say, oh, she out there. Well, I'm happy I'm out there because that's ether. That's ethereal. And that I'm able to acknowledge. They confirm it for me. And they can confirm it for you too. Don't even feel bad when they tell you, oh, you out there. It's okay. It's just that they're not on your level. They can't resonate or identify with your level of frequency, right? So whether they can identify or not, we're not gonna knock it, because there are some ones out here who are on such higher, more levels than we are, that it's only up to us to raise our vibrations to achieve that same level. Okay. And I don't really want to say it's not really up or down. I just say levels because everything is like a stage. It's a growth stage, a period of time. There's an incubation period. Some people stay in that cocoon a whole lot longer. Some people stay in that cocoon all their lives. And I'm not joking about that. Some people really do. So we are going to discuss all of that today. And what I will do, I would bring some of the health matters that may affect us and even reaching some of these heights, because everything has to do with everything, especially what we put in our mouth, especially with all these neurotoxins and stuff out here. Yeah. When they say, oh, this person lost their mind. Well, I don't think they lost it, but depending on their environment, depending on what they're exposed to. And some people are on such a higher plane that they don't even know where they are themselves.
Right.
Some people, it's like when something happened and you kind of experience something, you be like, whoa, and you're kind of scared. It kind of scared you, right? Because you've never been there before. And it's when you're growing, you're going to experience these little rush of anxiety sometimes because you're like, whoa, is that normal? Is that supposed to happen? Never question yourself. Never. It's your growth. You're going to elevate. You might be the same age, growing up the same time, going to elementary, middle school, excuse me, with some people. And after you get halfway through high school, you see that they're probably still very immature and you have matured a whole lot. Everyone have a different growth. And a lot of our growth is on the level of how we understand something. So what we're going to do, Malika, a breath of fresh air. Let's
Yeah.
give him an introduction.
Yes. Let's talk about this. Elevation, evolution, awareness. Something you said like about nutrition definitely can affect someone's elevation, and we're all on different levels. There's different levels, dimensions. And I like how you said you don't like to say like high or low, but it's all about the levels can be hear from each other, but still different and greatly varying, So uh, definitely elevation is something that a lot of people talk about. And I'm not sure that the same amount of people are really about, in real life. So elevation has a lot to do with awareness. What are your self-awareness, awareness of your internal being, awareness of your actions, your words, your thoughts, how those things are impacting and affecting your life, your growth, so to speak. Because now as I'm going along my journey, I don't say growth as much because I understand that it's not necessarily that I'm growing like a tree from a seed and it sprouts. I am more so I'm already the tree. It's just some storm came through and blew a whole bunch of debris and stuff in my branches, and now I'm just clearing the branches of all the stuff that has accumulated since the storm done passed through. A couple of storms here and there. I mean, there's a tree in my branches, for God's sake. I mean, a boat, or something. But so I feel that I am who I am, and I always have been. I am simply clearing away the stuff that's not allowing the majesticness of my being to shine forth. So for me, elevation is that, elevation is us knowing who we are, showing who we are, being who we are, and there are ways to do that. And we like to talk about holistic health here, nutrition, spirituality, and all of this. So to tie in nutrition, currently what I'm doing is I'm starting to juice again. And in the juicing, so everything's energy, okay? So everything's energy. And because everything is energy, when we eat, we get energy from the food, right? We know the sun shines energy on the earth. The plants soak up the energy. We even soak up energy because our bodies are vessels that can transform sun energy as well. But then we eat the food, the plants. We eat the animals, some of us, and whatever we eat, there's energy from it. So our body transforms that energy so that we can utilize it and do things, talk, move, run, jump, sing, whatever. Well, there are other things we can do. Like we can slow down our aging. We can heal ourselves. We can heal other people. We have abilities that go beyond the mundane life that we can use in our everyday life. And how nutrition ties into that. So it takes energy to digest food. And the heavier a food is, like meat or root foods, even root foods take a lot of energy for our body to digest. Beets, potatoes, carrots, things that have come from the ground, they were under the ground. They do take some time for our body to digest, and energy. So because they take energy, our body focuses it there rather than freeing it up either by juicing or fasting or just eating light foods. If you just even eat light food, then Sister Fatima, do you
Yeah,
mind
excuse me one moment. Yeah.
do you mind
Um,
to mute your mic for a second?
yes, there we go.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
love.
Thank you. So when when our body does not have to focus on digesting heavy foods, that frees up more energy for our mind. That frees up more energy for our body to regenerate and heal itself. And when the body is at ease, the mind is at ease, there is peace within, and you can more focus on your elevation. You can focus on awareness. Your body can become more aware of your surroundings, of your spirit, of your energy, of your relationships, the energy that's transferring between you and the people in your life, you and the businesses or the places that you like to go. You will have more energy on to utilize for that type of thing. And that is where you can be like, okay, so I got a lot of energy going towards Amazon. Let me cut Amazon off for a couple of months and refocus my energy inward, or whatever it is. It might be a person, a relationship, or whatever. And then you just pull your energy back, cut off that connection, or put a clamp on it so only a little
Like
bit can
social
get through,
media.
or social media, exactly. And then you have energy to allow your awareness in your mind, your heart, all your chakras to align, the energy to flow through more smoothly and without the hits and the bumps. And if you got blockages, you are allowing the energy to flow through and break up the blockages when you divert the energy from digestion to more so eating lightly and light foods. And then your body has more opportunity for that. Your spirit has more availability to get through to you. Because you're not weighed down with such heavy foods. You actually are able to be more aware of lighter energetic communications, like from your highest self, and that way you can, start learning how to guide your life, in that direction of your highest soul saying. So it's my, little
Great
intro on.
information. Yeah, I mean, you have to. We have it's all in the concept of how we
Yes.
see it, how we see elevation, and like you even mentioned, growth. My primary language is frequency,
Yeah.
and everyone don't get it. Everyone can't connect on that level. So you kind of have to find these English words that they say, well, do you understand this? Because there are a lot of little simple Simons out there. You already know that. Yeah. We're going to give Fatima a minute to plug back in. So what I wanted to just tap on some of what you just said, Malika, because it's all relevant. Spirit, mind, and body is an axis. It has to balance together. If anyone really wants to experience a real Kundalini vibration, just in higher heights, deeper connections, whether with self or whoever or whatever, if you want to have that deeper connection, there's some steps we have to take. We just can't jump in. You see that storm that Malika, breath of fresh air, was speaking about? That storm will come and pick you up and have you all over the place because you don't even know where you at.
Right.
You don't know where you at. And it's very important, as Malika, a breath of fresh air, mentioned, all we have to do is remove those the layers. We might say layers, but it's removing all the debris and moving everything that's hiding your true being, your light, your true energy field. And the brighter you shine, it means that you've probably been doing some good work just to keep all the debris away, because you can't. I'm not going to say can't. I don't even want to use that word because it doesn't even exist in my frequency. But there's some things that we have to really be realistic about. And we have to really have a genuine, authentic intention to do something so that we can truly have it. So if you want to be able to communicate on those higher levels, yeah, digestion has a lot to do with it.
Yes.
The quicker it gets through and processed and you get the energy you need, everything else have that opportunity to rest. And there are some people I see, the just people are talking about lack of sleep, insomnia. I see it all over social media. People are probably up all types of the morning. You know, by the time you get on there at 9 a.m., you see their feeds rolling through for 5 hours and they're in your same time zone. And you be like, whoa, they were up still at 3 o'clock. Yeah, and they probably up at 8 back on there. So that has a lot to do with you not being able to sleep.
Yes. Yes.
You done addict yourself to something.
Yes.
If people are addicted to snacks, or they'll be up all through the nights, they'll be in the fridge, or cupboards, pantry, getting something, getting back in bed, getting up. When your body have all that digestion to do, guess what it's doing? It's digesting. It's not resting to renew your cells, your nephrons, your neurons, and the pineal gland produces melatonin during your deep sleep. Everything, most of your muscle recovery, your cell recovery, all that is done during deep sleep. And REM sleep is a certain time. It doesn't matter where you are. That's why when you go to different time zones for the first time, what happens? It kind of throw your balance off a little bit, because you're going to be yawning at a certain time and it's probably still early in that time zone. It's like when I travel from East Coast to West Coast and they have that 3-hour difference. Right now we're on a 3-hour difference. I'm on the East Coast. Malika, breath of fresh air, is on the West Coast. So, you know, we have to accommodate. So if I go out there, it may be 5 p.m. and it's only 2 p.m. their time. You know, I'm ready for, you know, some like a dinner or something. They're probably having a late lunch. So if I'm there, I may be trying to do that, but then my body is still on another time zone. So we have to just be conscious of how we transition into different zones, into different worlds. We're going to talk about that later. Yeah, but you see, energies permeate all things. So our thoughts have a lot to do with our elevation. It will either hinder us from our elevation. It will hinder us from our elevation. I'm just going to send a quick note to get our guests back on track here, and I'll speak. Yeah, but all that is hindrance. Everything that we eat that's not healthy for the body, it's not going to be healthy for the mind.
Definitely.
The brain and the mind are two different things. You see, you have the neurotoxins in there, and that's really going to mess you up.
Yes, definitely. So we definitely have to be aware of what our nutrition is doing, how it can impact us, not just physically, but emotionally. But today we're talking about spiritually, elevating ourselves to a higher level of thinking, elevating ourselves to a freer level of thinking more freely, thinking our own thoughts, creating our own mindset, creating the life that we want to live. And how you do that, part of how you do that is through an awareness of how what you do affects you. And everybody's going to be different in what the way that something affects them. So it's definitely highly, highly important for you to know how your body responds to the food, responds to environment, responds to relationships, responds to how you travel, how you move about. And in order to what I want to say, in order to optimize your elevation, it is wise for you to be aware of these things, to be more self-aware. So one of the ways that you can do that is through meditation. Meditation, I'm finding, is like truly the foundation of your growth and elevation, right? Yes. And it doesn't always mean that you have to sit here like this.
Right.
Right? You know, it doesn't mean you have to be doing that, because also there are moving meditations. And so you just want to find out the best way for your spirit and your being. Welcome back, sister. Um, to meditate. You know, for me, I do like to sit still and sit quiet and be at peace. Sometimes I lay down. And I'm and I go into my body. I go into my body during a meditation. Other times I'm moving, doing qigong. Qigong is also considered to be meditation. Sometimes I'm doing yoga. You know, that's also considered a meditation. So there are many ways that you can meditate. So don't let somebody convince you that you have to be sitting there. You know, it's all my youngest daughter, her way of meditating, when she goes into meditation, she is swinging. Take her to the playground and she sits on the swing, and that is her time, like, to just go. And she just, I can tell when she needs to go to the playground and swing. So it helps keep us balanced. It helps to align your chakras, helps to get your energy flowing. So meditation is definitely something I feel that everyone ought to look into.
Yeah, you know, when I go and travel places, I'm always observing. Okay, if there's a beach, I'm going to observe an area in that beach. I actually like coves, and when I travel to the Eastern Caribbean or even Virgin Islands and those places, I always find nice little coves. I like that energy because I mean, I love to dance with the moon in the water, and not actually on my toes, but I'm actually wading, like, you know, my whole body and stuff. And sometimes I like the cove so I don't float too far out. You know, at nights you can't see that well as the night you know, sea life can see. So I don't like to be out there, especially as like how sharks are coming close to the shore. But I just love the energy of coves and water, whether it's flowing water, fountains, waterfalls. I love those energies because it takes me to a place where I don't hear anything else. I can do that very easy. Even if I'm sitting amongst people and they're rowdy, I don't have to even hear that. I can block that totally out. It doesn't have to be part of my meditation. It doesn't have to be part of my world. And I also love mountains. You might feel a certain way when you get around mountains. That's why I like to go to St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, because everything is so hilly. And I love that energy when you have to walk up and challenge yourself. You know, I love that energy of, okay, I'm going to make it to the top of this hill and I'm going to sit there. I was up in Lake Tahoe the other day. Yeah, I love heights. It's just the way it makes me feel so like, okay, this is a nice place to just sit and breathe and elevate. I mean, it's my space. It's my classrooms. I learn when I sit in silence, and I can't even say silence because silence is a language. So I sit within that moment and just allow things to unfold, not trying to control anything, just meditating on my breath, the life within, and how I can continue to grow within this ethereal space in a calm way, not to be hype, not to be mad, angry. And when you out here, you have a choice to do as a human, or the human part of our existence. I would say we can do a couple of things. We can be emotional about something. We can be logical about it. Some people take things and they think about it, and they're able to give a response based on logic. And some people take it very emotionally, so their response will be more emotional. And if you're not emotional like them, they're not going to really understand why you're not. And it's just because you may have been through your phases of that, and you're at a point where you don't want to be there in that uncomfortable space, especially if it doesn't resonate with you. You don't want to be in a place of discomfort. So we find ourselves having to protect our energy. See, we can get up here and we can respond we can react to things, or we can respond to it. And rude girl from a long time and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I used to react to some stuff, but now I really respond. I don't react like that anymore because I don't have to react for you to know my powers. I don't even have to respond for you to know my powers. I'm just present, you see. So we have to really think about things. That's when you know you're really elevating, when you see that you're handling things in a way where it's with peace and love, and it's not really as a tyrant or as a bully or anything like that. And people may interpret even ignoring certain, not really ignoring, but not really absorbing certain energies. They may look at that as a slap in the face or something. They may feel it's a slap in the face because they see that you're not responding the way they would. So everyone has to really know, because there's a whole lot of fake wokes out here. They reading a bunch of books, getting together, talking about, I know all this. But truly, I remember one person's page, he always talking all this woke talk, get to that page, and the kind of foods he was eating and the kind of foods he was saying, oh, my queen, and I'm looking at all this like, what the heck? How, and I said something, like, didn't I just see you on such and such talking? I said, and now this, and he said, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm a this, I'm a that. I said, oh, well, I'm none of that. I'm just elevated. And when people speak about something, if you know me on any kind of social media or even in person, I'm not going to continue to crap. I'm not going to continue to engage in friggery and foolery. I'm not going to stand in, argue with you. If there's any kind of debate, if it's not anything that's bringing me any kind of elevation, then I would choose to not even be a part of it. It's not that I'm ignoring a debate or not trying to have a discussion. I have discussions all day long. People are lined up calling me just to have a discussion. And I eventually do have these discussions as time permits. And I'm lined up to have discussions with some people. And what's most important is who's available that I'm having these discussions with now. That's where my energy is going. I can patiently wait, but I'm going to have the discussion with those I'm having the discussion with right now. I have professors, I have people that are helping me with my elevation, my counsel, I would say, because we all need it. We all need a moment or someone in our thought process that when we think of them, it's like, what would they do right now? Especially if you straddling the fence about how you're going to deal with this. Yeah, I just think about how I can do it in a peaceful way without being a victim. Because that's not going to happen. I'm not going to just be silent for that. We're victims every day anyway. They experiment with us with all the food in the water, all those chemicals out here, and those chemicals are filled with neurotoxins. And we are going to speak a little bit about that when we get to the second half of the show. But a lot of those neurotoxins have neurotransmitters. They mask necessary physiological process in the body, and it actually directs and instructs our brain. So when you see some people may make up an excuse because they know it work, but there's some people who actually are affected so deeply by neurotoxins and toxins that you may see them committing suicide. You may see them committing homicide. And people would be like, I've never known them to be violent. Well, that's it. They had enough. It was too much to deal with. When they create all these names, schizophrenia, this, that, and the other, but all of these things are effects of something else.
Right.
It's effects. Yeah, go ahead, Malika.
Say they need to get to the root cause.
Yeah.
That's something that it's becoming more and more everyday language, where people are becoming more aware of their subconscious, about things that happened to them when they were children, or just traumatic experiences when they were younger, things that they have been through and they blocked out, they didn't express. They're starting to realize that there are origins of behaviors and ways that they think, patterns of thought that they have. They're starting to learn that. A lot of people, though, still need to get to it. Like, not just say, well, this so-and-so thing happened to me, and don't stay in the victim mentality. Reclaim their power, though, and say, okay, this was an experience I had, and this is the result of me going through it. And now I see that, I recognize that, and I'm going to take that energy, I'm going to take that my power, and I'm going to transform, transmute, elevate, raise myself up, become who I am. Because before we went through any of these traumas and things that our nervous system just could not handle, we didn't know how to deal with some of these things when we were so young. Before we went through those things, we were who we are. And so I definitely, I just want everyone to feel empowered that what you've been through is not who you are. What you've been through is not who you are. You are not what you've been through. And left and right, we are definitely experiencing, we experience things that are, not necessarily within our immediate control. But like you said, you respond. Okay, we are going to go to a break for the station because, this is the Powerhouse Radio Show. So we are going to turn it over to Lady D, and she's going to give us a station break and let you know what's going on.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
The Hasten Firm's mission is to provide superior legal service in the areas of family law, child welfare law, general legal services, and mediation by keeping convenience of the client at the forefront. The Hinkson Firm's goal is to eliminate the stress of an already intense situation in your life by coming directly to your workplace and or a location close to your home for consultation, meetings, and mediation. The Hinkson Firm customized legal attention based on the needs of each client while treating every client with the dignity and respect they deserve, while fighting strongly and fiercely for justice and their legal rights. The Hinkson Firm can be reached at 470-499-4704.
Jimmy.
Yes.
Jimmy.
Where you call me so?
How you look, sir?
What you mean how me look? How you want me to look? How you want me to look?
You look tired and sick.
What you mean me sick? Me's a healthy man.
Mine, sitting look like it wrong with you.
What you mean sitting wrong with me?
Mine are the hog flu you have,
So you call me hag now? Boy, you're dark, Oh, you so we can't talk to you.
Dark? Look for me lighter than
I
you.
never mean dark like that, I mean dark in senses.
This is a public service announcement from Powerhouse WLMJ Radio. Be sure to go and get your swine flu shots, not the hog shot.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Thank you, Lady D. Thank you to Powerhouse Radio. As you all can see, Mama Fati may have been having some technical difficulties, so she may pop back in soon, and I hope so because we sure want to hear from her.
Yes.
She sure have a lot to talk about. I mean, my goddessness. But you see, metaphysics. It's they say it's a philosophy. I say it's a study of origin. It's a study of just time being so fluid. What they call space is our ethers. It's it's a study of a broader whole. And when you say whole, I mean I can have a whole apple, but still it's part of a tree. It's something that's bigger, that's more connected, and we're even all interconnected. So yes, we can elevate to higher heights from where we are. We don't have to stay ignorant and I would say foolish and not to insult, because some people would take that as an insult, but we want to say dunce, or people say dunce as when you don't have book sense, and some people say dunce when you don't have common sense. Mm-hmm. So it all depends on how the word is defined. So take it as I am saying it and expressing it, and don't tag on anything else on there. And that's really for them little simple Simons, because they so straight like tunnel like this. They just see life one way. And I know a lot of us have experienced being brought up one way, and then when you kind of evolved out of that energy and kind of continue to elevate in your own truth, they feel that you're lost because you're no longer thinking like them. You're no longer subjecting yourself to categories and different philosophies that it doesn't fit your authentic self, your truth. And the moment I started feeling like that when I was very young, but I think from birth I already knew I am. It's just the way I even came into this world. I knew I had to be here. I knew I had to serve some kind of purpose. So I pretty much spent my life making sure I was trying to just be on a path where it will feel resonated. And I'm still on that path, just expanding. Like Malika said, it's not really it's not an up and down thing. It's not like you know more than anyone else, but you just expand in your own truth, and you continue to uncover more and more and more. Then you can look in the mirror and really start to see yourself clearly. We're not speaking about the two eyes. We're speaking about the first eye. I see. I see you. I
Yes.
see I am meta, because we can't see you. We can't see you. Not to brag, not to boast, but it takes a lot of discipline, commitment to really, and there are going to be some times you really want to, it's like you have the crowd over here trying to persuade you, like, no, don't go. And you just go back. It's like, it's almost as if all the work you've done to get to a certain point, you no longer, you're not even giving it energy anymore. And you just stop that elevation. And it's okay if that's what it is. It's not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's, everyone is not going to even accomplish peeling back layers in their lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And for the ones who have, you're going to see more and more of yourself, the more and more of your beautiful self, if you are a beautiful energy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not a beautiful energy and you continue to peel back, you will just see that whatever is there and present, you will see it for what it is.
Right.
So especially when people are always blaming other people, they need to sit and peel back some of their layers to see why are they feeling this way? Why do they feel that they have to have it this way? And that's just it. It's my way or no way, or it's my way, or there's a lot of people who are cast out and ostracized from villages and communities because they don't want to think in a way the whole community is thinking.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a free space to be. And if you can't be free, and if I can't be free in my own skin and in my own truth, then I don't need to be around people who are going to try to hinder that growth or hinder that elevation or hinder that bright light that I'm shining. Because that happens. Yeah, that happens. Yay!
Okay, come off your mute and give us what you got, sister.
Give us what you got, Mama Patty. We all ears. Now, everyone,
Yes.
I want to also big up our viewers. I want to big up our listeners. And thank you for being here today. Please, hoping you enjoyed this elevation of reasoning here. You can go ahead and comment. You can share. If you want to know more about something, any one of the shows that we do, just leave a comment or send an email to the powerhouseradio@gmail.com. That's DA powerhouseradio@gmail.com. Send us a topic if you would like to hear about it. We'll let you know if we discussed it already or when it's going to be on our schedule next. Hey, if you want to be part of a panel, Mama Fati, pretty much anything you put up here, she can sit up on any panel because I know that. All right, so Mama Fati, queen, sister, mother, big up yourself.
Greetings. I was having a little technical difficulties because I'm still learning how to do this.
Resolved.
Give thanks. I did my prayer. I did a little sage, a little incense, and meditation. And my intention is to be here. So be it. Right? So everything works together for good. And I'm very grateful to be here. It is an honor. Give thanks and praise to be in your presence and to be in your ear and in your vibrations, because sound is vibration. And we have to pay attention to the sounds and vibrations that come into our ori, our head, our mind, and our heart, and in our spirit. And I love what we're discussing today because it brings back you know, we're taught many times from our elders or our family, our parents, and even the people that are like family to us, that we have to watch and pray. You have to discern, and intention is very important. So when I tell people, or people ask me, well, how do I manifest? How do I make this happen? What's the remedy? Intention is your first step. What is your motive? What is your mindset? What is your aura? What is your energy? What's your prana? What's your chi? What is it aimed for? And you need to do the 5 W's. Who am I doing it for? What am I doing it for? Why am I doing it? When do I need this done? Where do I need to go, or the energy to go to? So that's a short, brief sentence, but we could spend hours on just those 5 W's. So thank you again, and please go forward.
Go ahead, please.
So I missed a little bit. What was the topic? Did it stay on the same topic about
Yes,
manifesting, or
elevation,
did we move some
evolution,
topic?
awareness. Elevation,
Okay,
evolution,
and regarding
awareness.
evolution, we're evolving. We're always elevating. Well, some of us stay stagnant. Some of us stay stiff. Some of us stay stuck in a rut. And unfortunately, some people like that. Some people okay with that. I'm not like that, because I'm a Virgo. We're mercurial. We like to keep moving like the mercury, like the liquid metal that it is. However, some people don't realize, if you keep complaining about something, then you have to be the change you want to see. You have to first seek readings, signs, or wonders, pray, meditate, and ask for direction, or ask for guidance. And the next part is to, I'm open to the elevation. I'm open to the change. Whatever it will be, I know I'm going to be okay. So you have to keep faith. Because what it
Yeah, we're gonna do a mic check, Mama Fati. We're gonna do a mic check real quick. I think there needs to be a little adjustment there so we can receive you clearly. But anytime, this is another thing about
then go for
elevation. Another thing about
evidence
elevation,
of things not seen. So we have to stop
when we're trying to share knowledge, you see the interruption of frequencies, right? It happens. That's why they set certain frequencies, a certain tone for interrupting
but
our
our faith has to
vibration.
be
That's what they do.
intentional. You can't go with the flow and just, you know, accept whatever. That's why we have a
But this is what we're going to do real quick. We're going to mute that for a minute, and we're going to allow this probably a reset. I'm going to go ahead and read some of the comments that came through. Songbird Melody, thank you. Thank you for being here. Mama Fati, you're here. Fatima, Songbird Melody, big you up, right? She said, peace, goddess. Yeah, because, matter of fact, that's how I know Songbird Melody, through Mama Fati, and it's been quite some decades since then. Yeah. So once she can get a reconnection back on, we're going to go ahead and take care of that for a minute. Yeah. And
Yes.
Songbird Melody said it happens all the time. That is how we know it's high knowledge. That's right.
Yes.
Anytime you're having discussions and you see it just chips off, people like, oh, that's the phone. Oh, why are you cutting me off? And forget about the blame game. It's all when you reach a certain level of energies. It could be very positive or very negative, but it's just a certain peak. When it hits the peak of something, there are frequencies out there that are just going to cut that. Right. So we acknowledge that, dear. We acknowledge that. We thank you for your comment and your visit today. And we're asking the audience, our listeners and viewers, if there's any way you can share this energy, these videos, these class videos. So there are people out there who may want to know some information on some of this and how it's all connected to health and wellness. So once we get Mama Fati back on, we're going to go ahead and try to squeeze something in for the rest of this time. And we're going to definitely have her back next week, because next week's schedule is Love is Energy.
Yes.
Speak about what love is. And it's on the 13th of February. Okay, the 13th of February. Also, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard, 3 p.m. Pacific time. You have to join us. You have to join us. Real quick, Malika, a breath of fresh air. You want to go ahead and speak about the portal? The 22222222222. Boop, boop, boop.
Shoot. Okay, so depending on where you are energetically, Fatima talked about sound because all movement is really sound. So depending on where you are in that frequency, 222 is definitely 2222 is here, and these portals, these energies are here to help us with balance and the things that we have begun, the new beginnings that we started is here to help us balance them out. But these are really powerful energy frequencies because of the number 2. And also, if you can just find some time to tap in to the energy. And also we have coming up February 22nd, 2022, right? So that's going to be another one. And what I noticed every month this year, there's going to be a 2222. So it's also going to happen again in March 2222. May, April, every month this year is going to have a 2222. So these portals are happening every month this year. So make sure that you're open and available for them.
Yeah, and the thing is, so that they can really, when you're trying to manifest things in your life, the energy is heightened at a certain period of time. So when these portals open up and you feeling this heightened energy, it's a great time to ride those waves like a champ because it's in your favor.
Yes.
It's in your favor for new beginnings, for elevation. It's like, hey, I'm ready to take you there. Just come on, get on, get on, and let's just ride. I don't even want to say a carpet because it's not on carpet. It's really ether energy.
Yes.
And it's an expansion. So if you see some of us shining extra bright this month, yeah, because spring equinox is around the corner. We got to get ready for that bloom. Like how people get ready for work every day. We get ready for bloom.
Yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. And also we want to make sure that, you can also with the 222, you can set aside some time, to make yourself available for the energy and see how the energy is going to affect you depending on what year you are in. Like I'm in a spiritual year this year. So for me, I'm channeling this energy towards that and the balance between my spiritual and my physical, which really there's no separation. But anyway,
right. Just really right. Just look for the simple Simons.
Yeah,
yeah. So we wanted to really discuss don't be afraid to elevate. Don't be afraid to know more than your pastor. Don't be afraid to know more than your teacher at school. Don't be afraid to know more than your parents. Most babies, or some babies, are even birthed on a higher frequency than their parents.
Mm-hmm.
When you say, "Oh, that's an old soul right there," or she been here before. That's what it is. It's their frequency is so high that an adult would, try to make up excuses for it because they don't know that level.
They're not on that level.
They're birthed on that.
Mm-hmm.
I was up in Lake Tahoe the other day real quick. And, I had just had traveled from one zone to the next. And of course, the sleep kind of, I was ready to lay down and take a power nap at a certain time. And I was laying there in a deep sleep mode, not a deep sleep because it wasn't my circadian rhythm time, but it wasn't my deep sleep time, but I wanted to take a power nap. And I kind of was woken up to kisses on my face. And when I looked, it was these little young children, like 3 and 4 and 5. They were kissing me on my face. They were hugging me. And it was 3 of them. And I think someone had came to the door and said, "Oh, y'all leave me set for alone and stuff." And I kind of just put my hand up and say, "They're good." Right. And I kind of lay back down and got into my zone. Right. And then once they see it, the coast was clear and it was okay for them to stay, they actually got up under the covers. They had their little games in their hand and they just was sitting there. it's like surrounding me, protecting my energy, protecting my rest. Just I felt their energy and I felt ancestral vibration. I felt the love. I felt that frequency that is just not. I didn't. You don't get it from people like that. It's just
Right.
not an everyday thing. You know, it's like you get around a certain amount of people and their frequency is so heightened that it's like wow. And I knew what it was. I knew what it is. I know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So let's say this, but we got like another 10 minutes or so, but let's talk about neurons, right? You see, neurons turn information. Information is, let's talk about sleep. Neurons turn information. Let's look at the information as restlessness, right? Neurons turn information into thoughts. Let's look at thoughts as worry, overthinking, racing thoughts, and all that. Then into action, because it goes from thoughts into action. Now, let's look at the action as drink a cup of tea, have a snack, pace back and forth, take a walk. Then it goes into behaviors, right? Annoying, sad, depression, anxious, nervous, anger, all depending on where all that's taking you. If you're up just overthinking, unless you're laughing all night, you're not thinking about happy things because happy things really don't keep you up
Right.
at night. A clear conscience is the softest pillow you're going to ever sleep on.
Right.
Make sure your conscience is clear. That's the one thing. And don't think as you may have been one person in the part of your life that you've never redeemed yourself for, but because you found a new way of living your life or a new lifestyle for yourself, once you haven't resolved that, we can still see it in you. It'll show in everything that you do until it's resolved.
Right.
And that's when you're going to know you're at these points of elevations because it's like urging you instinctively to make this move, this transformation within yourself, redeem yourself. Yeah.
Yes.
So, and don't think because someone has a degree that they're elevated. No, they just have a degree of their studies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have
Yes.
a degree for phytochemistry because that's my study. And matter of fact, I study science, a lot of science. It's natural. Like Malika said, the more I peel back and move debris out of the way, the more I see how magical and magnificent we are, how
Yes.
powerful we are.
Yes.
We just have to embrace it. You know what I mean? And don't let anyone make you feel like if you're doing something that's too far above them, maybe it is. And that's their
Maybe it ain't your problem.
So Malika dear, we got that about 7 minutes. We're gonna close it out, and we are gonna invite Mama Fatima to return with us on Sunday so we can speak about love is energy, and that's on the 13th, y'all.
Definitely, for sure. Let's do that. And just would like everyone to just contemplate elevation. What does that look like for your life? What does that mean for you? What does that mean for you to evolve? You know, for you from the level that you're at right now, from the point in life you are. What does evolution look like for your life? What is awareness? Like, where can you be more aware and present in your life? Like, seriously, what are some things that you just are on autopilot about that you could take some time as far as like just slowing down in the moment and allowing yourself to really be there so that you can see where you are, and then you can think about elevation, you can think about evolution, you can say, okay, I have a trajectory. Do I like this trajectory? Do I want to be where the trajectory is pointing to? And then you evaluate and reflect, and you sit in meditation or run in meditation or qigong in meditation or yoga your meditation, however you want to do your meditation, and get guidance from your higher self. You know,
Yep.
I see I'm on this trajectory, but I don't really like this trajectory. How do I change it? And then you take the steps to change it. And
Yeah.
you know, that's what you do. Is you can see my calendar behind us. That's helping me to get my trajectory correct. You know, in the blackboard back there, that's gonna help me. So, you know, do what you got to do. Make the steps. Take the steps to elevate, and it's not something where it's like, you join the elevation club, or you join the woke club, I'm woke now, all the other sheeples around here. No, it's not about joining that club. It's not about what you know more than somebody else. That's not elevation. Elevation is not I know more than you. Elevation is I know myself more than I did yesterday.
Right.
I know myself more than I did 2 years ago. I am at a higher place in my path than I was 2 years ago, a year ago, yesterday. My mindset is more open and aware than it was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago. That is elevation. That is evolution. Where I was, I'm no longer.
That's right.
How I used to think that was detrimental and non-beneficial to me. I no longer think that way. I no longer act that way. That's elevation, evolution, because of awareness of yourself.
And another thing, if I can pop in here real quick, the cerebrum. Let's talk about the mind for a moment. See, the cerebrum is where thoughts and emotions are formed. So you have to know the science of yourself. You got to know the science of yourself. And one reason it's important to quiet the mind is so that it can be uploaded and downloaded. We have information that's, transmitting all the time. So if I try to do a whole lot during the day and try to transmit when I'm trying to sleep, I'll be up all night. That's when the thoughts are just rolling through. So when we set limitations, any kind of limitations, if we have limitations that we set in our minds, it's like we're actually creating the obstacles to our enlightenment. Anytime we say, "Oh, I can't do that because it's I'm leaning on to my own overstanding." So what? Knowledge.
Lean on it.
Lean on it. Lean on me. That's what overstanding is saying to you. Dancing with it. It wants you to overstand. You have to overstand yourself. And when you overstand yourself, no one can tell you who you are. And you're no longer going to be a follower of anything. You're not even going to be a leader. You just will be. Yes. A beacon of light. It's just light and love just moving through, That's all it's going to be. Yay, Mama Fati. Yeah, we were just saying you have to be next Sunday because love is energy next Sunday. Love is energy on the 13th of February. We would love to go ahead and extend that invitation right now so that you can sit on the panel with us. And by that time, we're going to work out all this stuff. Matter of fact, you're supposed to be over here because we're supposed to be going memory lanes with Lady D.
Yes, big up, booyaka, booyaka.
So wait, we got 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes, Mama Fati, if you want to say anything and close it to our guests and listeners.
Yes, me like to wind up my body too. It's good medicine.
Yeah. Mama Fati gonna be in the house next week on Sunday. So
I apologize. I sat next to my router. That was the problem.
Oh,
I wasn't
okay.
close enough to the router.
Okay, yeah. Well, everything is everything. Everything is on time. Time is fluid. We're never late. We're never early. We just are where we're to be at that moment.
Right on time.
Right on time. That's how I look at life. I'm right on time. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So you know what? We're gonna touch on a little bit of this and then get into love energy when we get on the air next week Sunday, simply because
you guys doing?
We want to extend some things forward, and we probably only got about another minute here, so we're just gonna big up our audience and our listeners and our guests and anyone that took time to comment, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever it's coming from, or wherever you're just calling in to the station there. We don't really have I'm not there to answer it, but thank you, Lady D, for all of your help to making sure this happens great for us and making sure we have the flow we need. Big up yourself, Malika, a breath of fresh air. Thank you, my goddess sister, every time. Mama Fati, big up yourself every time. And, we're going to return and grace you all with some of this light on Sunday. Peace and love.
Peace and love. Everybody have a great, beautiful day.
Yes. Yes, and stay tuned for It's All About Love. They're going to pick up with something.
Yes.
Yes. Peace.